think we've got a new rule for the channel, guys. If you see me in this shirt, I'm talking about something that is a big old piece of trash. No, tonight I'm not eating a Big Mac and drinking Coke Zero. Tonight I have vodka and soda with a dash of cordial because I'm talking yet again about a Sony masterpiece. I'm serious. I'm going to sue Sony for the amount of time they have taken from me. Would you like to get in on this? Look, I expected this movie to be bad. I did. I was not one of those people that was like, oh, the trailer looks good. The trailer didn't look good at all. I don't know what people saw that I didn't see. The trailer didn't look good. It looked like the same sloppy, ugly Sony product we've gotten time and time again. The final shot of the first trailer they showed us, you know, like in a trailer, the final shot is meant to be like the oh shit moment. You know, like think of Avengers Infinity War, Age of Ultron. I'm just thinking of Marvel movies right now, Batman vs Superman. Like there's moments that the trailer builds to hype you up. In Kraven the Hunter, the first trailer, it's a blurry, shaky cam shot of two guys exploding out of a window and you don't even really see what's going on, and then it cuts to Kraven the Hunter and you're meant to be like hyped. How do people not see through this shit? I'm also convinced this movie was shot to be PG-13. There is no way this movie was shot to be a gory R-rated movie. There's no way. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. There's no way Sony got through all the Venom movies, Morbius, Madam Web. There's no way they stuck to PG-13 throughout all the trash they gave us just to say, oh, why not do an R-rated Kraven movie that, by the way, doesn't even really go for it. Yeah, there's a bit of blood and gore here and there, but it's not baked into the themes, the plot of the movie. It's just a little bit of blood here and there. And by the way, every time you see a bit of gore or blood, it is conveniently in a shot that could easily be a reshoot or a pickup later on. There's a shot, this is not a spoiler, where a guy gets dragged on the forest ground into a blade. So the blade goes between his nutsack and you see this guy just get cut in half. It's a 1 second shot. The director could have picked up a camera, gone to the woods with one actor and shot this thing, and then gone to the CGI team and said, hey, put this in the movie, we're making it R-rated now. So that's my little rant about that. I do not believe this movie was shot to be R-rated. There's not enough true R-rated stuff in the movie to make me believe it was done like that. And that goes for the swearing as well. There's a lot of swearing here and there in really awkward, weird places, but never enough to make me feel like it was written by someone that wanted this to be a dark, edgy movie. There's a lot of swearing in ADR. And ADR, let's talk about the ADR. I haven't even really spoken about the movie yet, but you get where I'm going, right? The ADR, you know, dialogue replacement. Something, Sony just can't do it. Madam Web, the entire villain in Madam Web was ADR. Every single line of dialogue in that movie, the villain had ADR. And in this movie, you're seeing characters on screen and their lips aren't moving and the character's speaking. What is Sony doing? I want to show you something. I do this series, a lot of you know, the writer's room for the Rings of Power. I want you to watch this clip. This is me, some random dude with no money in his house by himself doing ADR for himself, and it sounds and looks better than a big budget Sony movie. Look, did you see midget? Little people ain't. Damn you. You know a region where like 20 elves live? A region? Yeah, I know. I was there. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't record sound when I did those scenes, so I had to do it into my microphone when I was editing. It's not perfect. I know it's not perfect, but it's better than this movie. I guess I should talk about the movie. There's not a lot to talk about. It's so generic. It's so paint by numbers. It's so Sony. It's something only Sony can do. It is baffling in how boring it is, but it's fascinating in how bizarre it is. It doesn't make logical sense. The way the story is told, it's like, who greenlit this? How did this get past professionals in the industry without anyone saying, wait, maybe we shouldn't focus on young Kraven for 45 minutes. Maybe we should focus on the adult Kraven because, you know, that's what people want to see, not some child who's getting raped by a lion. No one wants to see that. This is going all over the place. Look, the main plot is about the Rhino. He's a mobster trying to take out Russell Crowe, who's another mobster and happens to be Kraven's father. So the Rhino's making moves, Kraven's making moves, and Kraven, he's like the anti-poacher. He takes down guys that are hunting animals for ivory and everything like that. And, you know, I don't know much about Kraven, but yeah, that's what I know about him. He's an animal rights activist. The guy that wears a fucking lion mane vest is an animal rights activist. What is Sony doing? This review is as incoherent as the movie. Trust me. Okay, let's go back. This is a spoiler-ish review. Not that you give a fuck, but... So, how do I do this? I don't know how to talk about this movie. You see what these movies do to me? My brain stops working. This must be how it feels to enjoy listening to Kamala Harris speak. There's a 10-minute opening sequence that starts this movie. He's in Russia. They released it on YouTube the other day. It's a 10-minute sequence that really didn't need to be in the movie. It really didn't. And it happens to be the best part of the movie because at least there's some atmosphere going on. You know, there's Russian music and there's snow. But then after that, you cut to young Kraven's backstory. Him and his brother. They live in New York. Their mum dies. They make a big deal about this mum. There's even shots of their mum. She's like a schizophrenic, having bad nightmares. That doesn't pay off at all. At all. Anyway, Russell Crowe, their dad, rips them out of a New York high school, private school, whatever, and says, "We need to go hunting. We need to go hunting so you can be a real man." Whatever. I didn't do accent training for Russian. I don't care. Russell Crowe. He's a toxic man. He's a big toxic man. We need to shoot the lion to be men. Well, it doesn't really work out because young Kraven gets his back blown out by this lion. And at the same time, mind you, just a couple meters down the road, there's this young girl called Calypso. Now, you know her name is Calypso because her grandmother in this scene says her name about 13,000 times. How was your day, Calypso? Did you drink any water today, Calypso? Have you taken a poo yet, Calypso? And it's like, what is this writing? I know her name. People don't talk like that. When do you ever talk to someone and say their name out loud? How was your day, Gerald? How was your day, Donkey? I don't know, Shrek. Get me an onion. I'm really going off the rails here. Okay, so Calypso, this young character, gets this vial of whatever, and the grandmother, she's all voodoo. Oh, this has been passed down from generation to generation. It's time for you to have it. There's no reason she's giving. It's time for you to have it. It will save someone when they're really hurt. Oh, what a coincidence that young boy just got molested by that lion. I'm going to go feed him the serum. So she finds Kraven, who's, you know, dying. She gives him the serum, and that's how he gets his superpowers. And then he sees visions of, like, lions and shit. And then throughout the movie, he's got lion vision, where he can see really far ahead, but in the pupil of a lion. It's like if you look through binoculars, but instead of just seeing what you're seeing a lion pupil, and then in the center of the eye is what you're really looking at. Because Sony, they want you to know, lions, Kraven, lions. I forget what even happens. Kraven comes back, his brother gets kidnapped. His brother, by the way, is the chameleon from Spider-Man lore. Oh, Jesus, they're just throwing whatever they can at this Sony universe. Rhino's in the movie too, I already mentioned that, but Rhino, I have to admit, I've wanted to see Rhino in a Spider-Man movie since I was 3 years old. I played the PlayStation 1 Spider-Man game. I've always wanted to see Scorpion and Rhino and Carnage in a movie. Those three specifically, because those three always creeped me out in those games. Scorpion, we still haven't got him in live action. Rhino, we've got Paul Giamatti, who was just a joke, and then we get this guy, who only turns into the Rhino for 3 seconds and admittedly doesn't look too bad, but he gets nothing to do. And he just walks around like a dork for the rest of the movie. He looks like a Mormon. Like he's wearing a white shirt, he's got a backpack on, he's a nerd, it's just weird. And Carnage, well, we got Carnage and Venom too, but that was shit. I'm serious, we should sue Sony, everybody. Let's unionize and start suing movie companies for killing our favorite properties. I don't know what else to spitball at you now. I've sort of just been ranting and raving for 10 minutes and I'm sorry. I guess the movie ends how you think. Kraven wins. Like every other Sony Marvel movie, he gets his costume at the very end, the last shot of the movie. Whoop-de-doo, it ends. It's a joke. I ran out of the cinema. It was so bad. What we're gonna do now, I'm just gonna go through the notes I took whilst I was writing, and then we can just end this video, yeah? I'm looking at my notes now and I actually pretty much went through everything. So let's read these off. So trailer shots. I wanted to talk about the trailer because they were all bad in my opinion. I mean, every action scene takes place in a car or in a forest. I mean, there are fan films on YouTube that do this shit. Can't we get a little bit more elevated fiction with our Hollywood movies, please? Delayed. The movie was delayed several times. That's always a sign that a movie is dog shit. Calypso's mum. Yeah, I pretty much just wanted to talk about the fact that Calypso. Oh, by the way, I didn't even talk about this. The acting in this movie is atrocious. Aaron Taylor-Johnson is, I'm convinced, not a leading man. He has not led a successful movie outside of Kick-Ass, has he? I can't think of one. He's a good supporting actor, and another thing too, I don't think he's a tough guy actor. He doesn't pull it off. I don't think he was a good choice for Kraven, and like Godzilla, like him in Age of Ultron, he's just a boring, he's just boring to me. Good looking guy, but boring. And the lady that plays Calypso, there's a moment where she's in Russia with Kraven. Kraven gets attacked by like a mountain lion and he's wrestling with it on the ground. And you see the mountain lion about 2 meters away from this lady. And she's just staring at it like, doesn't even fucking react. A big old cat right in front of you, about to tear your face off. And she's like, oh, what's going on? The director didn't tell me what's happening in the scene. It's so bad. What? How does this happen? Lion is what I wrote down. I think I meant to talk about the CGI animals in this movie. Appalling. 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 I yearn for the days of Will Ferrell getting attacked by a puma, a fake puma in Talladega Nights. I would have taken that kind of animal over the CGI nonsense we get in this movie. At the very end, spoiler alert if you care, Kraven sets a bear on his father, and the bear comes running at the camera. It's atrocious. I laughed. I giggled. It was so bad. ADR. I talked about the ADR. Sony just can't do it. It's laughable. Murderer. Kraven just becomes a murderer, and not just a murderer in terms of looking for justice, killing poachers and that. He's biting people's noses off. He's putting bear traps around mercenaries' heads, cutting people in half. We saw his backstory. It wasn't so dark and tragic you become this maniac. He is taking great joy and pleasure in desecrating the bodies of total strangers. This is not a good thing. Rhino, Chameleon, we talked about them. What a waste. Street chase. I don't know why I put this down. I think it's just because it's in every movie now, like the street chase with the black SUVs. Can we come up with something more fun and fire stock footage? Yeah, there's a moment in this movie, in the climax, where the forest is starting to go on fire, and it's clearly shot with the Sony look. And then there's one shot where it's blurry as fuck and blown out as fuck, like someone zoomed in on stock footage of a fire burning. And this shot lasts for about 3-4 seconds and my jaw hit the floor. I'm like, you're using stock footage that is so obviously stock footage in this $100-and-something million movie? Where are our standards? I've had enough. That's the movie. I'm sick of talking about it. I'm sick of Sony. I'm sick of these Spider-Man movies that don't have Spider-Man in them. Press subscribe if you haven't. Like, comment, do all that. There's a Man of Steel review coming in the next couple of days. Look forward to that. We're reviewing all the DC movies soon, leading up to James Gunn's Superman. That is what's coming and more. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.